Hi, this is Kathy from Craft with Kathy. Thanks for joining me this evening. It's been a crazy day. It's Friday, and generally Friday doesn't mean a whole lot different much difference for me, but today has been somewhat of a crazy day, and I'm just kind of been running with it and doing what I can do and handling things the best that I can. So with that said, I'm ready to jump in and do a little crafting tonight with a found surface and doing something that some people might think of as unthinkable, but seriously, I'm not going to ruin anything. Drop me a line. Let me know where you're viewing from. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago this beautiful Friday evening. Let me know where you're viewing from. Say hello. And we're going to get right started. This is actually a found frame. It's a frame, a regular picture frame. I've taken the back off. And what I did is actually took the little insert, the little picture thing here, and cut a piece of cardstock to size so that I am actually going to chalk on the cardstock. Now, in reality, when you're working with a picture frame, you can chalk on an insert inside the frame. You can chalk on the border of the frame. I'm going to have to be careful how I actually set this up. You could actually chalk on the outside of the glass. And sometimes I'll do something on the inside and then chalk on the outside of the glass for a little bit more dimension, which makes it kind of fun. Hi, Deb. How you doing? We're all doing fine here. It's just been busy and crazy and one silly thing after another today, so I'm kind of, I don't even know how to describe how I'm feeling right now. Anyway, so I'm really anticipating some little craft time. It's going to be a quick project and give me a little chance to unwind and feel a little bit better, because it's, like I said, crazy day. We had a debut of the Celebration catalog that's coming out on the 14th, and I had just enough time to watch most of it before I needed to hurry up and get ready. What I'm going to do is, this is April's Club Couture, and as you can see, I have used it and used it and used it and used it. I've got a lot of staining from my black paste and from some of the reds that I've used on here. But remember, our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times or more, which is cool. And some of our transfers actually have cut lines where you cut them apart. This transfer does not. It's not made to be cut apart, but it could be cut apart. And that is exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to cut it apart for some ease of use. Now, I could actually line it up here, and if I had a ruler handy, I have nothing handy tonight. Everything's just been crazed. I knocked over, I have, oh my goodness, I don't know what they're called. They're like wired cubbies that I had a bunch of my things on, and I bumped it today. And the whole right side, it was like 9 cubbies. No, it had to be more than that. It was like 12, because it was close to 4 feet tall. The whole right side fell apart, and everything's falling out of it, and I'm trying to hold things from falling, and then the grates are falling on me, and they're landing on my feet, and I'm standing there, and it was like, seriously, that is how my morning started. That was about 6:30, I think, this morning. So, and it's just been one silly thing after another since that. So, as far as my ruler, I have no idea where my ruler is at this point. But what I would normally do is I would probably line it up against my lines here with a ruler and get some nice, straight, crisp edges. I'm gonna do without that and just cut this apart freehand tonight. And it shouldn't be an issue, seriously. It's not that, you know. It's chalk paste. If I make a mistake, I'll turn over my paper and I'll do the other side. And if that doesn't work, I'll just cut another piece of paper. And if I was doing it on glass, I just erase it, because glass is so easy to take your chalk paste off of and clean up. I'm gonna have to do a little fancy footwork here to get this one so that I keep all my things together here. Actually, I could go a little bit higher there so I have something to hear it. And then just cut off this. I really don't need that. I could throw that in the garbage. Whoops. This is just going to make it a little bit easier for me to maneuver doing what I want to do tonight. Oops, I don't want to cut into the silk screen though. And I want to make sure that I keep a border around the silk screen because our transfers are adhesive backed. And the vinyl part, the teal part, is where the adhesive is. What you're seeing through to the white is actually the silk screen, and the silk screen doesn't have any adhesive behind it. So I always want a nice border of the teal so that my transfer sticks. So I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit there. Still keeping a little bit of my border. I feel like I'm trimming stamps. Isn't that funny? Okay. So we'll see how these go. I might have to trim them up a little bit more, whatever. But because I'm going to be chalking on cardstock, I want to wax this first. And actually I thought this was regular white paper, but it's got a little bit of shimmer. Hi Brenda, how you doing? But it's not glitter, so that's going to be an extra little bonus there for doing this project. And truly, I was planning on doing it on a different frame that I really fell in love with, and the frame is in that pile of everything that fell that I have not been able to get back to today, which is ridiculous. I am serious. My day has been that crazy that I've been running from one thing to another all day, and just before I was ready to start, Mom wasn't feeling good, and I was like, okay, she's fine, just a little bit of a stomach ache. She's just a real fussy eater, and I've been trying to be real careful of, you know, watching nothing spicy, which of course she likes spicy. She likes things, you know, with a little bit more flavor to them. I think as you age, your taste buds change. They diminish quite a bit, and your taste buds for sweet stay fine, but other things, you know, they're dulled a little bit. So she generally would like something spicy, and I've been trying to avoid anything spicy for her just so that it doesn't irritate her stomach. Which means at 4:30 this morning, I was up baking chocolate chip cookies because she wanted something sweet. Anyway, which she only ate one, but it was a sizable cookie. But I'm wondering if maybe that's what's bothering her, because it did have some chocolate. I don't know. Her doctor doesn't really say that I need to watch anything other than nothing really spicy, and obviously nothing with nuts and coconut and stuff like that. But, so I don't know. Anyway, so she's back taking a nap. She seems like she's okay now, and I thought, hurry up, I'm going to sneak in here and do my live. So I just rubbed some wax over it and then rubbed it right off. I don't want any actual clumps of wax on here, because then obviously the chalk paste isn't going to adhere. But that's pretty much it for my surface. Just rub it in, rub it off. And what I want to do is I want this to say keep growing, which I should measure to make sure this is going to fit. It should. Yeah, it'll fit this way. I'm going to use the keep with the uppercase K and the word growing. And I'm not going to split this apart. I could, but I'm not going to. I think I could maneuver it so that I don't need to. So I'm going to take my little fuzzing cloth here and fuzz my transfer. You want to fuzz a lot when you're doing paper or glass. And this is well used, like I said, so whereas normally I would probably fuzz this 10 or 12 times, being that I've used it and the adhesiveness has diminished a bit, I don't have to do it quite as much. Okay. So I want to put this kind of up near the top. Make sure I have it lined up right. I want it straight. I'll probably have to lay it down and lift it up and see how it looks from the back. Yeah, it's a little crooked there. Let's try that again. You can tell I'm not real fond about having to go get a ruler to measure things, so I'm just eyeballing it. I want it close to the top, but with a little bit of border. And actually I could put it up to the light and I could see through it a fair amount, and I'm still a little crooked, so I'm gonna adjust this just to here. I gotta bring it down a little bit on the right, get rid of that air bubble. Oops. And then there, it looks fine. So I'm gonna chalk the word keep, and then I'm gonna move over the word growing and chalk that. So I have keep growing. And so I think my point with tonight's project is to show you that there's a lot of flexibility. Don't be afraid to do something that is not the norm, if you will. It's no big deal. It's just a transfer made out of vinyl and silk screen. Oops. Okay, good example of what not to do. I got some blurring here, and well, I might be able to salvage that. I might not. Let's see if I can fix it, or if I'm going to have to do it on the opposite side. I just want to try and lift that. I could probably go over it with a little bit of a white chalk marker and maybe salvage it. Maybe I'll let that dry for a second. Get my white chalk marker. That, or I'll just turn the paper over, wax it, and do the other side. We'll see. Oops. Helps if I take it off, right? I think I could probably salvage it. We'll see. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that your transfers down nice and snugly. I think that'll be fine. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. If nothing else, I could always throw a leaf up there to hide it. Oh, maybe it doesn't look good. I don't know. I say, let's wax the other side and do a repeat on that quickly. Oops. Where did I put my wax? Isn't that nice? I can't get the lid off now. Okay, this one's okay. So, let's do this again real quick. And these are our new little wax applicators. They're perfectly sized for our little cans of wax, which makes it really easy to apply. Obviously, my paste was still wet, so I just got it all over my mat. I'll clean that up in a moment. I just want to buff this out. Get cleaned up so I don't smear anything else or cause any more damage there. Okay, let's see if I get this down here quick enough so that it doesn't dry. And I think I'm going to put it right about here. And that looks straight to me. Oh, I just love starting off on the wrong foot. But as you can see, it's easy to remedy. And like I said, it's just chalk paste. No harm, no foul. There we go. Much improved. So now I need to eyeball this a little bit. I want to make sure that I don't hit that while it's wet, but I want to decide what plants I'm going to put down here. I wanted to say keep growing. Just a little inspiration. This is actually going to be too high unless I basically took out the pot and just left it and made it look like a tree. So that's an idea for this. I think even the lilies here would be a little bit too tall. Yeah, they would be. So those two are probably out. Well, maybe I might put that in the middle. We'll see. So we have these hyacinths. And I'm not quite sure what these were. I think if I put the little teapots or the little cups, I'm sorry, the little cups with, let me move this up where you could actually see it. I'm sorry. Didn't realize I was off camera. If I try and put this as a tree in the middle, you know what, I could actually just do it as a tree and do the keep growing. I'm kind of torn if I should just try and do that, or if I should actually go with just the little teacups. I think the teacups. This is pretty, but I think the teacups will give us a little bit more variety with colors. So I will go with that. And I'm going to set this aside and do a little bit of fuzzing here. You know what? I wonder if I could put part of this down. I might actually do, I don't know. This is still in the running. We'll see with this other plant. I've got more paste smeared here. Clean it up. And then fuzz my other pieces. And then once I'm done with that, I could probably chalk the other word. This should be dry. One of these days, I'm going to remember to put my heating tool out here, or my drying tool out here, so that I don't have to wait in between. Got it really sitting on the other side of the kitchen, too. Oh, it is here. Okay, so... make sure that's straight, and then smooth it down. And you know what, actually I have some sage or jade and my Sunset Drive, which I thought was so pretty, and I'm not sure. I know what I'll do. I'll do the jade for the stems if I have my multi-tool here, or my little detail tool out here somewhere. Okay. I'll use that to get the stems, and then I will put the little flowers, I will put them in the same, make them in the same color as the Sunset Drive. I think that'll coordinate nicely. So I think I'm going to do the green first and get that out of the way. And my multi-tool, my detail tool has one side that's like a real tiny little squeegee, and the other side has a little point that helps in lifting up transfers, scraping up little mistakes, whatever. It can be used for many different things. And I want to make sure this is nice and smooth and flat. No air bubbles in there. Get right up there to the top of those little stems. Let me get that out of the way, being that I just set my sleeve in it. Seriously? Oh my goodness. The messy crafter here, right? Okay, so this sunset drive is so beautiful, so pretty, and so nice and warm. Did you just see what I did? I actually stuck my squeegee into the wrong color paste. Oops. And I watched myself do it. So I'm going to pull the sunset drive out of that jar of paste, making sure I don't mix it up in here. Okay, that looks like I got it all. Boy, that was my mind on vacation, wasn't it? Just a testament to the kind of day I've had today. Oh, goodness. I don't expect every day to be wonderful. I mean, it would be nice, but it just was a weird day. I just was running from one thing to another and didn't get a chance to really catch up much. You know what? I'm going to use the detail tool again in here so that I don't have to worry about smearing it into my green. And I know better. These are the kind of days that you need to stop, take a breath, relax, kind of collect your thoughts, and go forward. And it just seemed like the whole day was going by and I didn't have a chance to do it. Just kind of crazy. Now the only thing with the detail tool is because it's such a tiny little edge of a surface of a squeegee, it's a little hard to wipe off the excess, but actually, especially with like the flowers here, I'm leaving it on a little bit thick because it'll give it a little bit more dimension. I'm wasting a little bit of paste, but seriously, it's so minute that I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to lift this up. And I don't know if you could quite see it, but the flowers are kind of raised. My leaves started drying a little bit. I needed to be a little bit quicker on paper, but I think that's going to be fine. But I love how there's that extra dimension from the heavy application of the paste. Kind of a cool look. Let me put this on a side. And I want to do the growing on here. And you know what? I'm actually going to cut this between my words. I wasn't going to, but I will because otherwise I'll probably get paste on myself or on the project. So let me get that out of the way. And then I'm going to eyeball it to make sure it's straight. I'm getting really close to the top of those flowers and I don't want to do that. And I just realized I put it down without fuzzing. Excuse me while I fuzz this on my lap. Not thinking. Okay, I want to make sure it's kind of in line with the wording, and I think that'll be fine. Okay, and just a little bit, there we go, a little bit straighter. And my black paste. Time to clean my fingers. Make sure I don't smear any unintended paste onto my surface. And then let's see. I think that'll be cute. I'm just not sure what colors. Oh, I've got a little bit of red. Let me cover up that sunset. Maybe I'll do the same green. I don't know. Might do the pot and the stems in the same green. Set that aside. I'm going to fuzz this on my lap. And I'm actually going to raise this up a little bit so that it is not, it's a little bit higher, oops, than the other cup. And, oh, decisions. Let me clean this off. We'll go with the same green, and I'm almost thinking I'll make that teacup in red. Give it a little punch of color. Now, if this is a little bit too fussy for your taste, with the coloring in of these colors, and I'm getting so close to the green and where the flowers go and whatever, you could actually just chalk this in one color and it looks really nice. I did that on the t-shirt. I used multiple colors, but I chalked the container and the leaves and the flowers in one color, and it looked fine. It actually looked very, very nice. So if you don't have the patience or you don't want to bother with getting into the tight little areas here, just do that. Clean off this and grab the red. I've got some red, some crimson shimmer out here that I thought would be nice. I use this a lot around Christmas time. I just absolutely loved it. Ooh, and it looks like it might be a little thick. Which I should have stirred this up. We know that. I know that. Oh, there I go, dropping something off the table. That kind of a day. Oh, I still can't get over that little cubby thing falling apart on me. I had it in the basement at one point, and I think bringing it up the stairs, I assembled it upstairs, brought it downstairs, and I think bringing it back up probably loosened up some of the connectors, which I said, okay, when I get a chance, I'll make sure these are all tight and snugly in place in all the joints, and I didn't, and it showed me how loose it was today when it fell apart. Bringing this a little bit closer to me so I have a little bit better access at getting in here and getting the flowers. And if it's not perfect, hey, it's handmade. People aren't perfect. And if you're still struggling with trying to be, take a deep breath and let that go. I know it's tough, but give yourself a break. Oops. I've painted myself a little bit into a corner here with the green. So I might have a little bit of blurring. We'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. I think it's fine. Looks a little kind of worn, but it matches with the other one. And I think the point is made. Let me clean up this, get these things out of the way, and we'll put it together. I'm really trying to get better at making sure I cover up my paste and don't leave things drying out. But if your paste gets too thick, if you've let it dry out a bit, just spritz a little bit of distilled water in it, stir it up until it's the proper consistency. If it's too loose then, or it's too dry, then just leave the cover off and stir it a bit until it's the proper consistency, and then cover it up. I mean, seriously, working with chalk paste is so simple and easy sometimes. Very, very forgiving, as you can see from tonight. Let me clean up my surface a little bit. I don't want to get any paste on things I don't want it on. And obviously I have to clean my transfers yet, but I'll get to it. I thought this was an interesting frame. I actually like the other one. I'll have to show you that when I dig it out from my pile that I have to clean up. But they're both cute. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that the thick flowers were dry by now. Just gonna pop that in there. Nobody's gonna see my mistake on the back. How simple and easy, kind of an inspirational little piece for somebody you care about. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for watching. So think about some of the things you have laying around the house. If you want to switch them out, add a little drama to something, or just add an extra little accent. Look at how quick and easy it is. Thank you so much for watching. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. See you soon.